Alrighty, motherfuckers, what's up? Peter Joseph here for a Wednesday afternoon video. I guess it's Wednesday afternoon because it's getting close to Wednesday evening anyway. Oh, Wednesday night. And it's Wednesday, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. We got AEW Dynamite coming your way in a little over an hour and a half from Everett, Washington State, not D.C., because there is no Everett, Washington, D.C., but it is what it is. So we got all that. So Dynamite coming up in about an hour and a half. So we got that. But anyway, what's up? It's Peter Joseph here for another video on this Wednesday evening, May the 15th. May the 15th, 2024, the midpoint of May. 2 weeks away from the unofficial start of summer, Memorial Day weekend, but we're at the half point of the month. So we're getting there. We're almost halfway through the year already. It's crazy enough saying that. But thank you for watching. I'll get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down there. You know where it is, inside of my goddamn pants. Trust me, it's there. On this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Hopefully we can get back over the hump of 600. We're a little over 600 and then now just a smidge under 600. So hopefully we can get back over 600 by Memorial Day. So hit the subscribe button below. Show your love and support on this channel and my other channels as well in the description box. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Gotta be real. If you're not, get out of here because you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like that, well, cry me a river, bitch. And that's it. Same thing if you want to comment on any of my videos. Just please, for the love of all that is holy, don't leave stupid comments. Talk about the topic at hand, because if not, you're going to get blocked. And like I said, if you don't like that, you can go fuck yourself. And get out. Get off my channel, because you will never be heard from again. So, don't do it. But you will, because you're obsessed with me. And you have no fucking lives. But it is what it is. Also, share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap the goddamn bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much like everybody else that's obsessed with me and pretty much has failed. You're SOL, and you know what that means? It is what it is. You miss anything, you missed a lot, and you're pretty much SOL. And that's it. But if you're new here, and you're an actual real person and not a schmuck, and you want more, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, stick that thumb straight up all those naysayers' asses, because that's where it belongs. And turn on all notifications, hit the bell, so we get more. And welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab a cold one, whatever you got, and enjoy the show. And that's it. Speaking of drinks, we have it's the same sponsor I usually have. We drink Pepsi here on the show, but this time we have a new drink to unveil, and it is the brand, I don't know if this is brand new, but I saw this today while going out for lunch, as I work, unlike some people I know, but I digress. This is a new flavor of Pepsi. Now, we all know Pepsi has come up with many flavors, and some are good, some are bad. Pepsi Cinnamon, anyone? Well, not Pepsi Fire. That's the cinnamon flavor one. It tasted, woohoo! It didn't taste that great, but it had a kick, if you know what I mean. Like Barks Bite. But anyway, so we had Pepsi, Pepsi Clear, not so good with that one. Pepsi Vanilla, Pepsi Lime, which I miss. Not Pepsi Lime, Pepsi Lemon. That was, I missed that. It's still out. I can't find some stores have it, some stores don't. I think there's Pepsi Lime. I could be wrong on that one. Cherry Pepsi, we all know and love. And there's a couple other Pepsis I don't recall, But anyway, today I saw this in the fridge. I'm like, wait a minute, they came out with this one now? Ladies and gentlemen, brand new. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is brand new, but I saw it in the store, and here it is. Now I remember when I talked about tropical Coke. Ladies and gentlemen, we got peach flavored Pepsi. So they're trying to keep up with Snapple. What else is new? But yeah, this is a peach flavored Pepsi, and I tried it. I was like, why not? Because when your mom says try it, you'll like it, and sometimes it's good, sometimes you're puking your guts out with the mushroom barley soup. But I tried it, halfway done with it. So I'm gonna take another swig. Basically tastes like Snapple. Like peach Snapple. That's what it tastes like. With a little bitty, caffeine in it. And it's limited edition, by the way. So that means it will be here for a limited amount of time. Like Pepsi Fire and pretty much almost everything else. But it's not bad. Sorry, I gotta shave the manly beard. Because I gotta look good for Memorial Day weekend when I will probably be going to the beach to see those ladies in those thong bikinis. It is what it is. And that's pretty much it. And no, Rosa will not be going in a thong bikini. But it is what it is. I will disregard that. But anyway, yeah, Pepsi Peach. Not bad. Not bad, but it tastes like carbonated peach Snapple. There's nothing wrong with peach Snapple. But that's what it tastes like. Tastes like anything you would put peach in. Peaches. Okay, I'm not gonna sing. But it's pretty good. So, go out to your local grocery store or your pizza place or whatever you can find this and try it. Tell them Peter Gilmore sent you. Well, Peter Joseph sent you. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not bad. Unlike Pepsi Fire and Pepsi Clear. Ugh. Pepsi Clear was the worst. Pepsi Clear tasted like water mixed with Sprite, mixed with Slice, mixed with 7-Up. Not good. Sold a lot, but then, a lot of people didn't like it. It wasn't here for long. Like, remember when Coke had Coke 1, Coke 2, Coke 3? Coke 2 and 3 didn't last that long. Back in the 80s. It is what it is, but, But there's so many, all these soft drinks have so many different flavors, and they're trying to, experiment with different flavors to see if people will buy it, and they can sell it more in the stores. And like I said, some are good, some stay, some go. Excuse me, now I'm freaking getting drunk off this shit. But it is what it is. It's good. It's good, but like I said, it's limited edition, limited time only, I would assume. But hey, it could still be here by July or August, so we'll see. But get your hands on Pepsi Peach. That's pretty much it. Let me move on. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great Wednesday. On and off raining here in the Northeast, windy as balls. As the month of May has kind of turned into April, where we always talk about April showers bring May flowers. Well, pretty much April was the month for flowers, and now May is just feels like Seattle every fucking day, raining every day. But Memorial Day weekend is pretty much I said 2 weeks. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and I looked at the extended forecast. And next Friday is going to be around 80 degrees. Nice. And sunny, too. So, hopefully, we get a nice, warm, not too hot, and not too stormy Memorial Day weekend so we can go out to the beach, go out to some wrestling shows. I mean, we got King of the Ring next Saturday afternoon, and then we got Double or Nothing next Sunday night on pay-per-view. This is some good shit. And then, in between that, you can have nice barbecues and watch some wrestling, watch some hockey, which will probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals by then, we hope. Here in New York, we hope. But, and then maybe, probably we're going to get, if the Knicks don't choke, the Eastern Conference Finals between the Knicks and most likely the Celtics, because the Celtics are probably going to win tonight, or whenever Game 6 is. I think it's Game 6 is in Cleveland, so we got that. But looks like the Celtics are going to march on to the Eastern Conference Finals once again, and probably face the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. First time since that the Knicks will be in Eastern Conference Finals since 2000. And that's going to be a series, I'll tell you that much. Knicks, Celtics, that's definitely going at least 7. Can't go any higher, but I think that's going 7. But we'll see. In hockey, the Rangers, well, got 2 days off, and now there's a little bit of talk that the Kreiderman does whatever Kreidermans do, might be, he didn't practice, so there was like all these Ranger fans like, oh no, we can't have him hurt! We can't have anybody hurt, especially Kreiderman, or Igor for that matter, because Jonathan Quick's not a great goalie, but if Igor, God forbid, got hurt, Rangers' chances of going to the Stanley Cup and winning it is pretty much done. But it is what it is. But the Rangers play tomorrow night in Carolina, still up 3-2, but Carolina now has a ton of momentum going for them, and seeing if they can try to reverse sweep the Rangers and get it to a deciding Game 7 this Saturday Saturday afternoon or Saturday night at the Garden, the Mecca. And we'll see. Hopefully not, but we'll see tomorrow night on TNT at 7 o'clock. As for you Boston Bruins fans, well, you're still in it, barely. They won Game 5 last night in Florida. So, Florida is up 3-2. Game 6, I don't even know when Game 6 is. I think it's Friday night. So, the Eastern Conference Finals should begin either Sunday or early next week. Sometime, depending on when, if both series go 7, then I think it starts like Tuesday or Wednesday night, somewhere around there. But next week, we'll begin the Eastern Conference Finals. And then the Western Conference Finals, I think, will begin around the same time, too. So, hockey and basketball getting close to the end. By middle of June, it's all over about the shouting, and we wait for football. And football, speaking of football, the NFL schedule is coming out at 8 o'clock tonight, but there is some leaked games already. Like I said yesterday, the Niners will be facing the Jets Week 1. That's a Monday Night Football game in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. So we'll see if Rodgers will even play. Unless he's too scared, because he hates San Fran as it is. And we own his ass. And we own the Jets too, so what's the point? Week 2, they're going to be in Minnesota with possibly a new quarterback, or Sam Darnold. No! At the helm. They just sort of got rid of Kirk Cousins. What else is new? We got that. Week 7, the rematch of Super Bowl 58 in Santa Clara. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a Sunday night game, but I think it's a Sunday afternoon game, California time. So that game will be on Fox. I don't know about here in the New York area. I hope so, depending on what the Giants are doing playing that week. The Niners are not going overseas, thank the Lord. But they got a couple of Thursday night games, so that's going to be on the NFL Network or Amazon. Got that. Got a Sunday night game against the Bills late in the season, which is not good weather-wise. You know it's going to be snowing up there. like I said, a couple of Sunday night games, a couple of Monday night games. But looks like I think they're going to end at home in against the Detroit Lions, a rematch of the NFC title game this past year. So, and you got to see Cox, the Rams coming up. I think week 15 is one of the games at home, and you got the Arizona Cardinals as well. So the division games, of course, and then they're gonna be playing the AFC East this year. So you got the Jets week 1, the Bills later in the year, and then in between, I don't know what weeks, you got Miami and the Patriots. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the schedule tonight, and what the Giants do, what the Giants' schedule is, the Jets' schedule. I don't know when my statistic book comes out. Should be coming out soon. And hopefully by August I'll have it, so I can do my yearly NFL preview. I did one for baseball, but I didn't have the book. So I did it off the top of my noggin, which is hard enough, like my dick. But that's another story for another time. But we move on with that. So football's about to, we're getting near training camp in June and early July, so trades may be made to talk about Brock Purdy. Maybe next year, this year is his last year with the Niners. His contract ends this year, I should say, and he could be getting a lot of money going into next season, possibly over $50 million a year. If the Niners re-sign him, which I think they will. Because it'll be too stupid to get rid of him. At least they got rid of damaged goods like Sam Darnold. No! Who's now on Minnesota, basically doing nothing. God forbid he starts. We don't know how bad he did in for the Jets, and how bad he did with Carolina. Did a little bit okay with Carolina the first couple games, and then stunk it up. Didn't do great with the Niners. So, let's ship him out to Minnesota and see what he does there. Oh, Minnesota's gonna love him. As much as Jimmy G is now on the Rams, backing up Jared Goff. So, Rams might be a little bit scary this year. See, Cox, always a problem. The Cardinals, rebuilding. So, gonna be another dogfight this year in the NFC West. But see what happens with all that. I don't even think Jimmy G can even help the Rams get to the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl this next year is in New Orleans. So, for Super Bowl 59, or for you people that love Roman numerals, Super Bowl LX. That's 59. Well, it's LIX, but you knew that. 60 will be LX. Reverse or XL. So I get that. I think 60 is in Santa Clara at Levi. So wouldn't it be nice to have San Francisco go to the Super Bowl this year and then be the home team next year in Super Bowl 60? That would be really, really, really nice. Well, we have to get there first. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, 18 weeks of football coming up from September to January, and then we got the playoffs, and then Super Bowl 59 right before Valentine's Day in 2025 from the Superdome in New Orleans. We got that. Now, I just know a thing or two about the Superdome. Well, we all remember that Super Bowl, don't we? Well, we all remember that Super Bowl, don't we? The Beyonce Super Bowl halftime show. And then what happened after that? The freaking lights go off and the Niners almost won the fucking Super Bowl. We could have really thanked Beyonce that year. But we had the refs basically gave the Ravens that Super Bowl with a fucking call that was not called. That holding call, you knew it was a holding call. On Crabtree. really, the Niners didn't fall behind by a lot during the first half. I think the Niners would have won that game. But, to each their own. At least the Niners got to a Super Bowl. Did your team get there? No, probably not. Depending on what team you root for. Besides the pedophile Eagles winning a Super Bowl before us. But it is what it is. In the last couple years. But what have you done for me lately, pedophile Eagle fans? Crying bitch. And now they got Saquon Barkley. I could care less about him. I think they got Anthony Brown. Don't care. Got their overpaid, overhyped piece of garbage quarterback. And then I think they got Justin Fields as well. The Niners are going to play probably. Care less. Bears got the #1 pick. Ain't going to matter. New stadium. Don't care. Looks nice, but don't care. I mean, it is what it is. So we're going to see what happens on September the 5th, I believe. Yes, September the 5th. Thursday Night Football, Baltimore and the Chiefs. Rematch of the AFC title game. I think it was the AFC title, not the AFC title game. It was the AFC title. I don't even remember. I don't care. So that's Thursday Night Football. Then the pedophile Eagles will be playing in Brazil the next night on Friday Night Football, or Friday whenever football, whenever that game is played. Of course, it's later time between New York and Brazil. It's like, I think 6 hours. So we'll probably be seeing Friday afternoon football here in the Northeast. And then it'll be like 7, 8 o'clock by the time we see it down in Brazil. Now, I don't know if it's in Rio de Janeiro or whatever is in Brazil. What's in Brazil? We're going to be in Germany again, in Munich. A couple games in London, as usual. The Jets will be there. Play the Vikings, I think. The Giants will be in London. No, they'll be in Germany, of all places. They're going to be in Germany, facing the Panthers later in the season. That should be fun for I don't even know if we're going to even see it here in the Northeast, because it's going to be on the NFL Network at 9:30 in the morning, and a lot of people don't have the NFL Network. Like my dad, but, I could care less because I'm not watching it, and I'm not getting up to watch it. If it was the Niners, yes, I would get up at 8 o'clock just to fire up the NFL Network. Red Zone and the NFL Network. Or just fire up the old 49ers app on my computer, just watch the entire game. But we got that. But we'll talk about football much later from now. A couple months from now, we got that. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, getting close to Dynamite, be about an hour away from now when you see this. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday evening, it is time for your late and out-of-fucking-date NXT review for May the 14th, 2024. And as always, we are emanating from Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Alright, we are live from Orlando, Florida. By the way, this Tuesday night's edition of NXT is taped, ready been taped, because the staff is going to be in Saudi Arabia, so they're going to tape it. So the May 28th edition of NXT will be live, and then the week after that will be the go-home show before NXT Battleground. So that's the June the 4th edition. Yeah, June the 4th edition of NXT will be another live show. That's the go-home show before Battleground. So, next week is taped, and all I have to say is, somebody's getting betrayed. And it's not who you think. That's all I gotta say about that. But Battleground, some of the stuff that I saw in those tapings, one match is going to be actually interesting to see. Besides the North American Women's Ladder match, that's going to be exciting and brutal. Those 6 ladies in there. We got some of the matches, the qualifying matches we're gonna talk about in a little bit with some of those lovely ladies in there. And we got that. We do have a North American title match to talk about. And also, maybe the tag team titles. We'll see what happens with those titles. Don't know what's happening at Roxy right now. Besides being a cutie patootie. Don't know who her next challenger is. I think we're going to get that in, well, a week from Tuesday. From what spoil that. We don't know Roxy's opponent yet until the 28th of, a week from Tuesday we'll find out Roxy's next opponent for her title. As far as Trick Williams goes, we don't know who he's going to whoop next. But we should find out pretty soon. So we get that. Speaking of Trick Williams, the man who whooped that Trick, what? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. Shamon. Okay. Calm down, Booker T. Calm down, people. Anyway, lots of stuff with Trick and a certain guy named Javon Evans. So let's get into NXT from last night. Pretty good show. Really shocking ending, if you know what I mean. We'll get to that in a second with some lads from Ireland. Talk about that a little bit. But we start off, well, before we even start off, from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida, our commentary team, as always, the man with the creepy fucking jacket and a lot of candy and maybe some mints. That's Vic Joseph. And the man that smokes more fucking weed than you do, and that is a fact. The two-time Hall of Famer and 6-time World Heavyweight Champion. The man who does a mean old spin-a-rooney. Booker T, sucker! That's who he is. He's one hell of a commentator. Well, not the greatest, but he's one hell of a commentator. Black Snow. Okay. We move on. Chet Lemon and Black Snow. In TNA. Gotta love that. That was hilarious. And then him freaking doing play when he's beating up Xavier Woods in the fucking ring. Booker T, look at Booker T, he's gonna stop a hole in Xavier Woods' ass. Oh my god. He beating up Petey Woods with an elbow. Then you have Scott Steiner doing the freaking announcing. From Dunkin' Donuts, Bully Ray. Hilarious. Hilarious. I even saw on Twitter, I followed this thing about like the history of ECW, and they show like random freaking matches, promos I've never seen before, or some of them I have seen, some of them I haven't seen, or don't even remember. There was one from 1996. This is during the Shane Douglas Pitbull #1 Gary Wolf feud. And we see Shane in the water. This is September, mind you. It's probably warm as fuck. He's swimming in the water. I think it's in New York. I don't know where. I think he said, well, Francine said it was in New York. And I do follow Francine. Love you. The queen, well, the so-called queen of extreme. Even though that's Beulah, but take it what you will. But anyway, Francine's in a freaking nice little bikini / bathing suit. You see her ass and just amazing looking. Shane's just freaking. He's swimming in the river or the ocean or whatever he is. Cuts a promo on Gary Wolf. This is around the time that Gary Wolf messed up his neck. He was in a halo, and they had that really controversial little thing where Shane kind of like grabbed the halo and yanked him down, and pretty much Gary Wolf didn't wrestle for a while, and everybody hated Shane Douglas for that. Remember that, Shane, right? Yeah, exactly. Gary Wolf could suck my ass. Oh, whoa, easy. So anyway, he cuts a promo about that. Says, "Oh, you can't swim in the river like this." blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you'll never wrestle again, or something like that. And then Francine's like, Gary, you'll never do me. Or, it's like, you can't do me either. And then you see Shane go, but I can! You bastard! And freaking Francine's like, yeah, I bet. Something like that. I'm like, I don't know anything about, Shane, I think, was married at the time, so I don't think there was, extracurricular activities with Francine and Shane Douglas. I mean, if you had a hottie like Francine, wouldn't you? I mean, come on. I would. Back then. Now, she's married now with kids, so she looks beautiful, though. As always. I talk to her once in a while here on Twitter. Was in her chats when she does live shows on YouTube. Sometimes she does it, sometimes she doesn't. But she was the good old days of ECW. I don't know if she'd be in the Hall of Fame. She says she doesn't really want to be in it. I would put Shane Douglas in the Hall of Fame just because he's Shane Douglas. Not that he did much in WWE with a stupid Dean Douglas gimmick. Ugh, that was horrible. But I would put Shane Douglas in for the ECW reasons. Multiple time world champion, tag team champion with Chris Candido, the late great Chris Candido, and the late great Bam Bigelow. Another guy should be in the Hall of Fame. The entire, the triple threat should be in the Hall of Fame as a faction. Really, Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, which he's not in it, as far as I know. And Bam Bam Bigelow, we know he's not in the Hall of Fame. All three of them should be in there solo, and they should be in there as a faction. You put Francine there. Not that she wants to be in the Hall of Fame, but she has to. She probably won't even be at the freaking induction ceremony to do her speech. She'll probably look good, but I don't know if she would want to even be there under the WWE banner. But now, Vince ain't there, so maybe she might have second thoughts. Might have to ask about that on her Twitter. Look at that. Shane, I don't know about Shane. Shane has said really bad things about the WWE in the past. Pretty much. Shane will tell you, he knows. Right, Shane? Yeah, I know. Vince McMahon, he can suck my ass! Yeah. He probably liked that, too. Because you know how perverted he is. Cut the fucking music! Get him, Mike! Calm down. Epic fuse with Taz, Red Hook brother. He was in the triple threat for like a minute. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be in the triple threat with you, and then I'll turn on you. That was a waste. And then he beat Shane Douglas to become the ECW champion. Then kind of turned it into the FTW championship, which then Sabu won. And then renamed it back to the ECW title. Craziness. The good old days of EC-Dub. Oh, love it. Alright, moving on. Alright, so let's get back to NXT. So NXT starts with Vic Joseph and Booker T. And we start off with some shocking news. We see Noam Dar, the Supernova, the leader of Meta 4. We see him attacked by an unknown assailant. And then the rest of Meta-4 come in, Aura Menza and the lovely Ebony Hotties, Jakara, Miss Jackson if you're nasty, and Lash Legend. Get shit done. They're there like, what happened? And Dar's looks like he's knocked the fuck out. He's like, what? I'm not drunk, son. Fine. So, somebody attacked the Supernova. And we all thought, a lot of people was like, oh, it's Trick Williams, right? Wrong. Nope. Well, we thought about it, but we get that. So, let's see who that person is. Anyway, so we got that. And then we're going to look back at last week's Combine with the ladies. We set up the qualifying matches, all 12 women in the tournament, this qualifying tournament, whatever the fuck it is. And 6 women will be qualifying over the next couple weeks for the belt contest. No, for the Women's North American title. So we get that. Then we go to the locker room. We see the lovely Izzy Dame, who has the face of Boogie Hogan. And she's getting ready for her match with Sol Ruka, the resident surfer girl. And then an old friend of hers, well, I guess he's still her friend, but she went up to the main roster. He's on the Raw roster, had a cameo on Monday Night Raw, saying that she doesn't hesitate, she educates, which R-Truth thought was something sexual, not PG. But it's Kiana James, the resident attorney. Well, not resident attorney, resident accountant, I should say. So Kiana James is there to give her best friend, former best friend now, Izzy Dame, a pep talk. Not that it worked. Look at that. And then we see Sol Ruka winning the Combine. I didn't know she won. I wish she had the most points. She had like almost 100 points. She wins. She's not the number 1 seed or whatever it is. I don't even care. So we see her going to the ring. She's all ready to win the new North American Women's Championship. And then we see her do like a handstand to the ring, which I thought was impressive. Very impressive. So we get that. So we start off the show with this match. The first match in the Women's North American title qualifying matches, I guess you can call it. Sol Ruka and Izzy Dame. So it's also with Izzy. Izzy for real? No. That's another show. Anyway. She grabs an armbar to start, but Sol Ruka suplexes her really quickly. And then a middle rope flipping X Factor. Impressive. Sends Izzy outside, and then Sol Ruka hits another dive, another flippy dippity-doo on the floor. They go back in. Sol Ruka tries for a head scissors, but gets thrown over the top for a face-first landing on the steps. Ow! Oh, somebody called John Zandig on that one. Jesus! Somebody call 911! Call it! You know. Let's get Chris Kloss out here somehow. Someone call 911! Good old Chris Kloss of CZW lore and XPW lore too. Not XWF, I said XPW. Which is still around and he's still doing it. But XPW is still the same old craziness that we all know and love. But a little bit more... a little bit more intense, but not... Like long time ago when people were falling off 50-foot scaffolds. Getting thrown to the... basically almost to the death by New Jack. Motherfucker. You remember that, Jerome? You son of a bitch. What'd you say, motherfucker? Get that sight away from me, you son of a bitch. Mike! What? Get him? Can you get Jerome, please? Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That guy's a psychopath. Well, at least I have my good buddy Mike to, take care of that motherfucker. I'll make him bleed. Okay. Okay, Mike, just calm down. Just handle him. I mean, he's crazy. I don't know how he breaks out of, wherever he is in heaven. I don't even know who he is. I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. XPW was not really the shit back in the day, but... You had the Messiah diving off, free fall matches, the ring exploding and everything. Craziness back then. I don't even think they do those. I don't even think they do any of those matches now. They're just a GCW wannabe, basically. You rarely see, like in GCW, you rarely see like a flaming bomb exploding thing. You don't see any explosions really, unless you're Onita. But that's in Japan. Those crazy sick fucks in Japan. I love Japan. I would love to go to Japan someday, but I don't have the money to go there yet. Right now, I don't have the money. And if I had the money right now, I would fly to Japan, like, tomorrow. And be there by Saturday. Well, it would be Saturday by the time I get there. and I would never come home. You would love that, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'd come back with some hot Asian chicks. Not Asuka, Kairi, and Io, per se, but maybe some of the chicks from Stardom. Mina, maybe? Maybe Miyu Iwatani, Mina Shirakawa, Miyu Yamashita. All those hot, banging Asian chicks from Stardom. I'd buy that promotion from whoever owns it now. Well, Tony Khan partly owns it. Have to have a talk with you, Tony. It's my chicks, man. It's mine. Should be mine. God damn it. I have an infatuation with Asian chicks. I'm sorry. I do. But, you know, I'm married to the missus. But it is what it is. She knows that. She knows I'm crazy about Asians. But I'm crazy about her, too. But I'm just a wild and crazy guy. Alright, let's be serious now. Like, Lance Storm, let's get serious. Alright, so we get Sol Ruka hits the steps. Ow. Then, for added measure, gets dropped on the announcer's table. Did I hit Vic Joseph? Damn. And then Izzy Dane grabs a backbreaker. Ow. As we go back inside the ring. A reverse Kinlock, circa 1921, is applied. Sol Ruka fights her way up with a springboard elbow to face. Interesting. Then she has a standing moonsault for a near fall. But then Izzy Dane hits a big boot. But I mean a big boot because she's tall. She hits that. Then she sends Sol Ruka into the corner. Where Sol Ruka tries another head scissors. And then flips out of that into the Soul Snatcher. Oh. That was amazing how she went from a head scissors into the freaking Gilmore Kata! Bang! And she gets the win in over 5.5 minutes to advance to the Women's North American title ladder match. And there you go. And we move on. Alright, so match was decent. 2.5 out of 5 stars. But kind of glad that Sol Ruka's in this match. So she's gonna go berserk in that ladder match. Berserk! What do you think they made the game Berserk? Old school game. Some of you remember that game, Berserk, right? Some of you. Some of you do, some of you are too young to remember. Because you were not born yet. And I'm showing my age. Back during the Atari 2600 days. Or the ColecoVision days, I don't know which one it came out on. That game was crazy. Like all the games for ColecoVision back in the day. Zaxxon. Popeye. Oh, God. Had some decent graphics for the 80s, you know, on the ColecoVision. Mr. Do, Dig Dug. Among the... they had Rocky. Yeah, they had Rocky on the ColecoVision, and it was hard as fuck to beat Clubber Lang. It was crazy. I'm like, you're hitting buttons. You have these freaking... I can't even... well, I'll try. I'll try to explain it with the good old flicker. You had like a controller almost the size of like this. And then you had a little round stick, if you will. Like a joystick, but with a... You know, you had buttons on the side. And then you had numbered buttons that you would start the game with. And I don't know what else the numbers did. But then you move the character, if you're playing like Donkey Kong or something like that, with the control stick, and then you're jumping with the side buttons. You know, but you're playing freaking Rocky, and you're like moving, and you're like doing this, and you have to like mash buttons. I'm like, what is this? This ain't Nintendo. It was like the precursor to Nintendo, but it was crazy. I think my favorite game on the ColecoVision was Burger Time. Remember that game? They had like 3 incarnations of that on the ColecoVision. And then later on, I think they had some on the PlayStation with the Nintendo. That was a good game. Burger Time was a great game. Got harder when you climbed the levels. It was hard, like my dick. But craziness. But anyway, move on. Alright, so blah, 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 blah. Sol Ruka is the first participant in the Women's North American title ladder match. And she's gonna go nuts, if you know what I mean. So, once again, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we have the NXT General Manager, the lovely Ava Raine. Well, she's not too happy with a certain family, and that is, here he comes, my friends, Tony D'Angelo, my cousin, Tony D, who gets you a pizza paella for $2. Well, not you, me. Because you get it for $10, I get it for $2. Because he's my cousin. So he comes in with Rizzo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo and the so-called resident attorney Luca Crucifino, the consigliere. So they come in and Ava's pissed with Tony for switching referees last week, but Tony's like, oh, it was a case of bronchitis. Right. And Tony's like, well, do I still have my Heritage Cup title match later on? It was like, yeah, you still have your match, but you're going to get fined $20,000. So Rizzo's like, pfft. Here you go. Like she took it out of her ass or something like that. It felt like more than 20. I mean, it's a big stack of money. Because, you know, Tony's loaded. It's like Tony Soprano. He got all this money. You know? There's a big envelope, gives it to her, and I think Rizzo said, like, there's more than that. Where that came from, there was more in there. I don't know what she said. So, he pays the fine easily. Remember when Randy got fined, like, it was like $50,000, and he gave Nick Aldis like $100,000, and Nick's like, what the hell is the other 50 for? It's like, well, if you piss me off again, there you go. So, we got that. So, we'll see what happens in the main event of the show for the Heritage Cup. It's my cousin Tony D taking on, Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, because the Heritage, the no catch clause is gone, because Miles Bourne and Damon Kemp pretty much got sent up the river. That's what happens when you mess with the Mafia, and a family, and a bunch of other things. So, we got all that. And we move on. Alright, so I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see, we go to the men's locker room. We have the resident cheerleader, well, one of them, Brinley Reese. She's all fired up. He's like, yeah! And then we see the Job Squad, Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, trying to get some good luck in the group because we haven't had any luck lately. And last week, Brinley Reese brings in a black cat. Oh, that's not going to work. And now Idris Enofe had a rabbit's foot, which sort of brings good luck. But Green's like, give me that! Throws it away. And then tries to fire up the team to get a win around here. And, Idris Enofe and Malik Blade are going to be in action later on. And Brinley Reese is in the tournament against Jada Parker. Oh, not looking good for that team. And, we move on with that. Alright, just a second. I have to get something. I'll be right back. I don't do this. Right, sorry about that. I had to step away for a second because the missus wanted something. Not my dick, but that's later. But she wanted to know what's for dinner. I was like, what am I supposed to know? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? You making dinner? What do I have to... Don't ask. Alright, so we have, so we had Idris Enofe and Malik Blade and Brinley Reese trying to get some good luck. Probably not going to get it because Idris Enofe and Malik Blade faced, the Boricua Gangsters. They're still OTM out the mud. They don't have Reggie anymore because he got released. They still have Jada Parker with them. We'll get to that match in just a second. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we see Shayna Baszler with the ever so fucking hot Puerto Rican hottie herself, Lola Vice. Oh, yes. Caliente, shaking her, shaking what she got, if you know what I mean, shaking in my face. But I digress. No, just kidding. She can shake her bouquet anytime she wants with me. But I digress. So anyway, so Shayna implies that, Shayna implies she's coming for the women's title, but then we see Natalya and Karen Petrovich once again come in. They have a big old catfight! And then, like, referees are in, and agents have to stop it. It's just insane chaos. But we get more. That's later on. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. That's that. Alright, then we have Io Sanofi and Malik Blade taking on the Weekwood Gangsters of Lucius Price and Bronco Nima with Jada Parker at ringside. Lasted too long. But we get that. Brinley Reese comes out. Her and Jada Parker get into a catfight! I mean, too many freaking people all the women getting into catfights tonight. Oh, last night, I should say. We get that, and that led to a distraction. And we see, Nova gets knocked down out of the corner for a near fall. Sets up a standing camel clutch as in Idris Sanofi's legs wrapped around the standing Lucius Price's ribs. Ow! That gets broken up, but Idris Sanofi, whose boot was about to come off his foot. I mean, you gotta freaking zip up that boot there, Idris. Can't get the hot tag to Malik Blade, so the Bowickwood Gangsters finish him off with the Alabama Slam. 1, 2, 3. They get the win in under 11 minutes. Match I didn't really give 2 fucks for, so I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Moving along. Alright, then we go to the trainer's room, where Noam Dar is being treated by the trainer, and basically the rest of Metaphor is still arguing about who attacked Noam. Noam doesn't even know what the hell is going on. And then we see Lash Legend, she's, getting ready for her match coming up. And, they're arguing, and Lash like, I got no time for this. I got a match coming up. And then Aura Menza is like, well, I will defend your honor, and I will face Javon Evans later on. Noam's like, oh, okay. Not a good night for Metaphor. That's, that's all I can say about that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And here's another one I'm going to get 2.25 out of 5 stars. We go to the locker room. Rich Holland is praising Chase U to A-Kid and Ben Frazier, the NXT Tag Team Champions. And then the Good Brothers, Gallus and Anderson, come in. Too sweet for the love of God, by the way. They come in and start mocking him. And then they throw out a match to him and say, hey, if you could find a partner, we're going to have a tag team match, player. So we'll see who Ridge will team up with. Probably somebody from Chase U, either Mr. Chase, Duke Hudson, or even Riley Osborne. No relation to Ozzy, but we'll get that later. Move on with that. So 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And that's it. Alright, finally we get to another match in the Women's North American title qualifiers. Ivy Nile, part of Diamond Mine, she comes back to NXT and takes on Lash Legend. Get shit done. Just under 4-minute match, we have Jakari, Miss Jackson if you're nasty, at ringside, sucking on that lollipop. Oh, I wish it was that lollipop. But I digress. Lash wastes no time knocking Ivy to the floor. Ivy fights back, starts staring at Jakari Jackson like she was about to do something, but didn't. And then follows that up with a spinning head kick to Lash's dome. But Lash comes back with a super choke slam. She goes for it, and gets counted into a super bulldog for a near fall. And then she locks in the diamond chain lock. And it looked like Lash was about to tap, but Shakara Jackson almost a distraction, which led to Lash hitting that big pump kick to the mush. 1, 2, 3. She gets the win, so she is now qualified for the ladder match. I think she's going to do a lot of damage in that match, so you got to have some power in that match, along with the other high flyers and crazy chicks. But we got that. So, match wasn't great, but, and once again, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that, and we move on. Alright, then we get to an interview with Javon Evans. Kelly Kincaid's asking him who attacked Noam Dar. He's like, I don't know who attacked him. I got a match coming up with Ora Menza I gotta worry about. I was like, I don't know who did it. So it wasn't him, and most likely it wasn't Trick. So who was it? We don't know. But I think we will have an answer at the end of the show. But we get that. Let me move on. Alright, then we see a newcomer to NXT. She's been on NXT Level Up over the last couple weeks. Her name is Carly Bright. No relation to Rainbow Bright. Hopefully, I don't know. It's spelled differently, but she's a little cutie patootie. And, her name is Carly Bright. Mary Kay? What, you idiot? Mary Kay, it's Rainbow Bright! Lurky, you idiot. Let's go Rainbow Bright. Ghoul. Okay. Murky and Lurky Dismal, you gotta love them. So, we'll talk about her in a second with her theme song that almost sounded like the Rainbow Bright theme song from back in the 80s. Anyway, she's in the back, talking to Ava Raine, and she wants to make a name for herself. She's basically been, in these, backstage segments with the women fighting. She's breaking up fights and everything. She wants to, get in the ring and show what she's worth to the NXT roster. So Ava Raine's like, okay, you can have a match, but you're going to be facing Lola Vice. So I'm like, oh. Well, you want to make a first impression, you have to beat Lola Vice. But, Ava's not so sure about Carly Bright's combined score in the Combine. Then she's like, alright, you can have the match anyway. We'll give you a filler match. Why not? Why not? So, gave that. Guess what? 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to Oro Menza with Jakara Jackson back at ringside. Takes on the high flyer, the 19-year-old sensation, Javon Evans. And pretty decent match, 10-minute match. Oro Menza strikes away to start. Breaks the eyes of Javon Evans over the top rope. That's old school style. Then he sends Javon crash into the floor as we go to break. We come back. Oro continues the beat down. Hits the alley-oop by the Big Show for an near fall. Evans gets right back up, fights his way back. Goes up top, kicks Oro Menza down, then sets up a springboard clothesline. Then another springboard move, hits a springboard Gilmore Kata! Bang! Sending Oro to the outside, and as you would think, he hits a big flippy doo. So, the fans are going nuts, and then Lash Legend comes out with a steel chair. Uh-oh. But Trick and, last week we saw Trick, we saw Javon Evans in the parking lot, talking a metaphor, and, we were supposed to get Noam Dar in this match, but no one got hurt by somebody we thought might have been Trick. But speaking of Trick, Lash Legend comes out with the chair, Trick Williams comes out, and, grabs the chair, is like, no. And everybody's like, whoa, God, Trick! Booker T's going insane. So, he stays at ringside, like, gets Lash to drop the chair. It's like, oh, I didn't do it. The referee's like, hey, what are you doing? So, Javon fights his way out of a powerbomb, hits a super kick, then goes up top, hits that beautiful corkscrew tornado move, whatever it's called. 1, 2, 3, he gets the win. So another good win for Javon Evans as he's rising up the ranks, if you will. I mean, if he came this close to beating the Russian dragon, Ilya Dragunov. He's going places, my friends. He is going to go places. I hope he wins the North American title. I would love to see him and Wesley do battle. It's gonna happen probably by the summertime. Maybe at Heatwave. Maybe. I don't know when, but I'm hope maybe at Heatwave. But they're gonna tussle. One-on-one. It is going to be freaking epic. But we'll see what happens with that. And it continues the metaphor Trick Williams kind of thing. Which I don't know where that's going to go after this now. But we'll see what happens with that. But match was decent at best. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Then after the match, Trick gets in the ring. And raises Javon Evans' hand. Shows some respect. You know, a little code of honor. And that's it. And we move on. Alright, then we hear from Mr. Legal's son, Charlie Dempsey. He's on his own tonight because, he's on his own because he doesn't have Miles Bourne and Damon Kemp, who got sent up the river by Tony Dean and family. So, Charlie Dempsey promises violence and revenge against my cousin. Brilliant, boy. That's all I gotta say about that. Move on. Alright, then we have Wesley coming into the ring for a chitty chat. Talks about last time he was in the ring with the mic, things kind of went a little bit bad for him. That's like last week. Wasn't sure if he was ever going to be able to get back in the ring, but god damn it, he did it. And the fans like, we miss you! We miss you! So he's back after 6 months earlier than expected, because I think they said he was going to be out a year. That's what happens when you eat your soup for seeing the spinach. Come back sooner than later. He says, I came back 6 months early because I missed this place so much. So, he needs a minute to compose himself. But then, the big man, the North American champion, Wakanda forever, Oba! Ooh, Femi comes out. And gets in the ring. He's like, I respect you, Wesley. You know, taking the title, the North American title, as far as you can. And while, you know, you have shown the spirit of a warrior, I am a real warrior. I come from Wakanda. No. And Wesley says, I want my title shot, because I never really lost the belt. Actually, you did. But always like, well, it's like, I knew you were going to say that. So, but do what you always do. You can't climb this mountain. You have to prove you are worthy of a title shot. So Wesley's like, okay. And then Ivar comes out, and Wesley's like, ah, fuck! And says he knows what it's like to have a career-ending injury, meaning that leg. I think he almost mentioned that Ring of Honor injury when I was Raymond Rowe. That was Eric. But back in Ring of Honor, I mean Eric Rowan, not Eric Rowan. Sorry, Eric. Yeah. Eric almost had he had a really bad injury in Ring of Honor. Almost took him out of Ring of Honor and wrestling too. But Ivor talks about an injury, I think it was to his leg. Because he was out for a while too. But in any case, his spine, I should say, his back. So he talks about that. It's like, oh, you and me have the same spinal surgeon. Did you know that? Who cares about that? So he's like, we also want a title shot. So he's like, Oba, I want a title shot. And then Josh Briggs comes out. Guess what? I want one too. You get a title shot. You get a title shot. You get a title shot. And then Oba's like, well, fuck this. It's like, I heard your arguments. I read your complaints. What was this? I'm like, wait a minute. Is this the another version of the People's Court with Judge Wapner? You know, Judge Oba Femi. I read your complaint, sir. I heard your complaint. Constituents who are paid actors or not paid actors are in a court of law. And you're in the People's Court. So, almost like, I heard your arguments, I heard your complaints. How about we just, so then, I think it was Wesley said, hey, how about you make it a fatal four-way? How about fight all three of us? So it was like, well, how about this? How about you fight amongst yourselves, and the winner faces me? I'm like, huh? That's a good idea. Why not? Let's have an actual number one contender, and the winner faces Oba at Battleground. But you know that's not gonna happen, right? We're getting a triple threat match, which might still become a fatal four-way, from what the spoilers said. But I'm not gonna get to that. And we have an actual. Well, I won't spoil that. Something with Ivar next week. I'll just put it that way. And we move on. So that was a pretty good segment. 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we move on. Alright, then we have Chase U. They come up to see Ridge Holland, see which one of them is going to be his partner. So Ridge is like, okay, Riley Osborne, you little whippersnapper, how about you be my partner? And Riley's like, okay. And Ridge is really very grateful to have him as his partner. And Idea's like, yeah. So much faith you have in your so-called boyfriend there, you, crazy bitch. I mean, really. I mean, if your boyfriend is getting into a tag team match, you have to pump him up. Not like that. Well, kind of like that, too, but, give him some confidence, goddammit. He was like, yeah. I'd be like, bitch, where's the confidence? You have no confidence in me? What's wrong with you? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. You'll be sorry later. And she's like, oh, get that little butterfly sort of some feeling. Like, come on. Come on, Dia here. I mean, that's your so-called boyfriend, and you're just like, oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have any confidence in your boyfriend there? Dia hell, what is wrong with you? You're my girlfriend, I'm like, bitch, give me some fucking confidence. And I don't mean sucking my dick, okay? Give me a little word of encouragement. Give me a kiss or something like that. Shit. Whisper some naughty things in my ear, then I'll be really, ready to go kick somebody's ass. Fuck. I mean, I've done that in the XWF. I mean, how many times now? If I needed a pep talk, I have, my hot, smoking wife, Howie Sky, we all know who she is, Rosemary, whispering sweet nothings in my ear, make my dick hard, and I go out to have a match, beat the fuck out of somebody, win a title, maybe, or just beat some guy, give him a Gilmore color to a flaming glass table, or throw him off the top of the Hell in a Cell. Let's do something weird and nasty. Maybe ban out the fans or some shit like that. I'm gonna take you to the extreme! I'm gonna make you all suck my dick! I miss those days. I miss the XWF days. I do. I can't do it. There is no XWF now. The forum, I don't even know if there's still forums there. I don't talk to anybody from the XWF anymore on Discord, because I barely even use Discord. I barely go on it. I might just deactivate my account, even though I'm in a Discord server with Conquer Divide, but why even have Discord? Discord's boring as fuck. Kind of like Skype. Well, not Skype, but Skype was cool back in the day. Now, we don't use Skype. Now it's Zoom. Or StreamYard. Whatever it is now. But, yeah, Skype was kind of... not Skype, sorry. Discord is boring. If you have Discord servers, I mean, good for you. Like, Joe Cronin, I know, has one. I know Adam Cole has one. I joined his. So, I rarely go on the Adam Cole, the Chugs Discord every once in a while, but I barely go on Discord as it is. Back in the day, I used to go on all the time, but now it's like, what's the point? I'm too busy with my job and my social life to go on fucking Discord and chat with people. Like my friends or anything that have Discord. But I barely go on it now. But we move on. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Alright, so we got Riley Osborne and Ridge Holland teaming up against the Good Brothers. That too. And we move on. Alright, so we got that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to commercial. And then we come back with a blank screen. And then we hear some breathing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't hear it during this little segment. But we hear an alarm clock go off. And it can only mean one person. That's Wendy. Choo choo. So, got a little segment. Well, I don't know what it was. A video. Dingamajig for Wendy Choo Choo. So, it's basically we hear heavy breathing. And then we hear an alarm clock go off. God forbid, imagine that was Uncle Howdy. Like, what? Wendy Lucho's here! The psychiatrist. I still don't get that. I still don't think that QR code that we saw on Raw, it was weird, which led to those weird notes. And then we see the video of The Fiend, which we all know that was not Bray Wyatt. Well, I don't know if that was Bray Wyatt in that video per se, but anyway, he goes into this I think it was a psychiatrist or therapist's office. Her name is Wendy Lucho. He's there talking to Bray, and then next thing you know, she gets abducted or something like that, kidnapped, something like that. And then we find out later, I don't know if it was in another QR code or something else, that Wendy Lucho is an anagram for Uncle Howdy. How is that possible? So another one of those weird, like, what the fuck type of QR codes with Uncle Howdy. We still don't know when he's coming back. Well, he's gonna be in WWE with the Wyatt Six. Well, we do know that Alexa Bliss will not be part of it, which I think is a bad idea. But another crazy person, that's Nikki Cross, will be back. Now, I don't know if she's going to be playing Sister Abigail. I hope not, but if Alexa Bliss does come back, she's coming back as the Goddess. I mean, I'm all for that, but I'd rather have her come back as, evil Miss Bliss, evil Miss Sister Abigail. Don't give me Nikki Cross, per se. But by the way, congratulations on your doctorate degree. Dr. Cross. Feels like somebody out of Star Trek. Dr. Cross, what is your analysis on this Romulan? I don't know. You're a doctor! Jim, I'm a doctor, not a wrestler! Urgh. What do you think, Scotty? I'm giving you Rosh's guts, Captain! Sulu! Make it Sue. Oh my. Fucking Sulu. And then freaking Spock be like, I thought this is illogical, Captain. Number 1, I order you to take a number 2. Aye aye, Captain. Make it so. And then you have Uhura just like being weird. Oh, Jim! Good old Star Trek. I miss Star Trek. The old stuff. I mean, I miss the original Star Trek. I miss not so much Deep Space Nine. I miss The Next Generation, which was the best Star Trek of them all. Voyager was Enterprise with Zach Wild. Holy shit. With, what's his name? The guy from, Quantum Leap. That's a good show, too. The second one, the remake with the guy from, the Chinese guy that was in Young Rock, playing the journalist. He was playing, Sam in Quantum Leap. I'm like, why? Why did you remake that? It sucked. Well, at least it didn't sing Fate's Wild Wheel. God forbid they would have done that. Oh, having this guy singing Fate's Wild Wheel. Freaking Scott Bakula song. I'm like, come on. That is probably one of the greatest songs of the 80s, early 90s for a TV show. Fate's Wild Wheel. Look it up on YouTube. It's amazing. But Quantum Leap was a great show. Epic show. The ending to that series was just tear-jerking. Finally, Sam finally... Oh, I'm not gonna... Well, I'll spoil it anyway. Sam goes home finally. He finally leaps back home into his own body. Because he's playing... One time he's like... He's retarded. One time he's a chick. One time it's some fat person. He's a black guy. I mean, just weirdness. Every time he leapt, he went... he finished his little thing with history, with his little buddy playing the boop, 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 boop. Just weird. But then finally he goes back home to his timeline. I think he goes back with his wife or something like that. That was a good show. I think the guy that played his friend with the boop, 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 I think he passed away. I think he did. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I watched that show, too. You can watch it on Paramount, I think. I got stretch. That's what she said. We move on. But we get that. So, Wendy Choo Choo is coming back, but that little, heavy breathing thing kind of threw me off a little bit. And I had to rewatch it. Everybody put up on Twitter. So then I rewatched it, and then I didn't hear the alarm clock. So yeah, Wendy Choo Choo's coming back. I don't know, as Wendy Choo Choo, I hope not. But knowing WWE, they're gonna bring her back with her stupid fucking, pajama gimmick. Really, she should come back as Karen Q. Can't come back as Mei Ling, or Mei Ying, from Tianxia, because they got rid of Boa. Even though Dante Chen is still there. We might be talking about him next week, but that's a little spoiler too, but we'll see. Yeah, so Dante Chen's still there. They could have done something with him and Boa, but Boa got released. So, no Tianxia for you. They couldn't even do it with Xia Li because she got released too. She's taking indie bookings right now. I don't know where she could land. Maybe you will see her in New York, in the New York area. For a one-time only thing. Or maybe more than one time. It'd be nice to see Xia Li, but yeah, maybe Xia Li can fight the women's champion here in New York. Angel Metro. My sweetheart. When you got a chick that, it's a wrestler that loves that heavy metal, like, a certain my girlfriend over there, not my girlfriend, but my demon friend, Abaddon, does. I mean, Abaddon loves In This Moment. She loved my shirt, because when I met her, I had the, In This Moment jacket with studs on it, In This Moment shirt. I says, yeah, it's like, I heard you like In This Moment, so I thought I'd throw on a jacket and shirt for you. Why not? It's like, I love them! I know you do. Well, we love you too. By the way, speaking of In This Moment, check out my video on my Metal Guy channel. In This Moment picked up another 2 gold singles. So it's 7 gold singles. The gold album for Blood actually went platinum. I think it went... Wait, did it go... Yeah, it did go platinum, actually. It was gold, now it's platinum. The best album... Not the first album, that would have been great. That first album went platinum, but did not. But Blood went gold, now it's platinum. That's some good shit. But 7 gold singles, and they just picked up 2 a couple days ago for Roots and Black Wedding with the metal god himself, Rob Halford. Pain killer! No, okay, I'll know. That guy, the real metal god. Not me. I call myself the metal god because I know a lot about metal and you don't. But that's it. All right, we move on. All right, so we got Wendy Choo Choo coming back. Don't know when. Probably after Battleground. But we move on. Alright, let's finish this up because we got 14 minutes left to Dynamite. And I got other things to do. Alright, so after that we go to catering. We have Mr. Brian Pillman Jr., otherwise known as Lexus King, trying to hit on two ladies in catering. Don't know who the hell they are. Trying to hit on them. Probably, I don't think it works. Because aren't you going out with some hot chick? I don't know, that's your wife or your girlfriend. But we've seen her on his Twitch machine. On his Twitch streams. She's one cutie too. But anyway, speaking of another cutie, my girl, Jasmine Nix, comes in and wants Lexus to sign a get well soon card for JC Kane. So Lexus kind of like, I don't wanna. Okay, so he signs it. He signs it, get well, Jackie. And then freaking Jasmine's like, who the hell is Jackie? Dude. JC Kane's out with a broken nose, thanks to Thea Hale. She'll be back, hopefully soon. But, you know, Jasmine's still trying to get revenge on Thea Hale for that shit. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, time to paraphrase. Alright, finally we get to our next match. We got Gallus and Anderson, the Good Brothers, taking on Riley Osborne and Ridge Holland. Rest of Chase U at ringside. Mr. Chase, Duke Hudson, and the resident crazy bitch, Thea Hale. It was an okay match, 5 minutes. But in the end, Ridge once again did a little bit too much. And he loads up the Alabama Slam. But Riley Osborne misses a springboard dropkick, hits Ridge by accident. Oops. And that leads to Carl Anderson with a fruit roll-up for the pin. And that's it. 5-minute match. We didn't give two craps about it. 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then that's that. And then later on, we see Ridge kind of... let me move forward in my notes. Riley Osborne apologized to Ridge for hitting him. Ridge says, it's cool. I'm not going to kick your ass just yet. And he hopes Chase U trusts in him some more. And it seems that they are, you know, kind of trying to trust him, but they're kind of like, well, I don't know yet. So, trust issues within Chase U. What else is new? Hey, that rhymes. We move on with that. And we move on. Alright. So, after that, what, did I miss something here? No. Okay, I'm back on track. Alright, then we get another video on Carly, Don't Call Me Rainbow Bright. So, she's in our next match, Carly Bright versus Luna Vice with Shayna Baszler at ringside. Carly comes out to this, like, 80s style freaking Rainbow Bright theme. I was just waiting for the lyrics to kick in. Rainbow Bright, see the shining light. Or something like that. Welcome back to Rainbow Bright. Yeah, I'm so old I remember the theme song for Rainbow Bright. Now I'm probably going to get letters. I don't care. Why don't we move on? Alright, so this match lasted 3 minutes. Did I say 3 minutes? Did I say 3 minutes? Not much. Carly, tried some roll-ups, some kicks to Lola's tatas, but that was it. Lola came back with kicks of her own, then she starts dancing, and she was like, stop that! Stop it! And I was like, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna shake my ass. But anyway, Lola wins after kicking Carly out of midair off the top rope, and then hits a wicked spinning back fist, knocking her the fuck out. I think she saw Murky and Lurky in the distance. Rainbow Bright. Mary Kay? I think she's knocked out, Mary Kay. Well, duh. So we get that. Alright, so Lola Vice gets the win in 3 minutes. And I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Lola's shaking her ass. Shayna's like, tone it down a notch. And then Natalya and Karen Petrovich come out for a big, humongous brawl. And I think it was Natty or Carmen proposed a tag team match player, and that gets announced for next week. And that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, after that, we get a look back at Noam Dar getting attacked earlier in the show. And, that's it. We still don't know who attacked him. The ever popular whodunit angle for NXT. I'm like, what is this? Freaking Malik, who ran over Malachi Black? Who beat up all the ladies? We found out it was Blair Davenport. Who's the woman driving the, on the motorcycle with the freaking, battery that loaded up to 100? We found out it was Athena. I didn't like that one. I thought it was going to be somebody new. Or maybe like Victoria coming back to, coming into NXT. Because she did drive a motorcycle back in her TNA days as Tara. Good old Victoria. Should be in the Hall of Fame. She knows it too. She knows she should be in the Hall of Fame. With Gail Kim and Mickie James, among other women. Francine, Beulah. So I cannot stand the fucking WWE Hall of Fame. I cannot stand it at all. And next year they're probably going to put John Cena in. I don't know, because it's in Vegas, so, there's really nobody from Vegas. But, no, they put Paul Heyman in because he's from Philly. So, they have to put somebody that's from Vegas in next year. I don't even know who's from Vegas. Besides Killer Cross, but Killer Cross is not even worthy of a Hall of Fame right now. What has he done? He's been in WWE, well, aside for NXT's days, yeah, I may have put him in just for his NXT run. Not that was anything good, but still. But who else is from Vegas? So I don't know who might be the headliner next year for the Hall of Fame, unless you put maybe Batista. Put Batista. I think he's in. I don't know if he's in or not, but he should be in. Probably put Cena in. Rock's already in. So Rock's bye-bye for that. I don't know who could be the headliner. Triple H, maybe, by himself. Stephanie, by herself. Well, has to go in by herself. Shane McMahon by himself, and God forbid Vince. Vince, minus all the shit he's done, deserves the Hall of Fame. Just because there would be no wrestling no WWE without Vince McMahon. Well, Senior, and then Junior. Without Vince McMahon Sr., there would be no WWF. And then when Vince Jr. took over, Vince and Kennedy McMahon took over, there would be no freaking WrestleMania, there'd be no Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, everybody else. There'd be no PG era. Which, really, I still think the PG era destroyed WWE. They were on a roll with the Ruthless Aggression era, but then freaking Linda McMahon goes on her freaking, I'm gonna be a senator, I wanna be in Congress and this and that. How many times did you go? 3 times, and you lost all 3 times. And then 2008, 2009, 2010 comes, Cena turns into, PG era Cena, even though he turned before that, when it was Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Mr. I'm gonna get rammed down your throat for the next 8 years, or next 12 years, really. Turns from rapper Cena, the doctor of thugonomics, into basically, hi kids! I'm gonna be for the kids, children, for the kids. You can see me, I'm gonna do the fight knuckle shuffle for the kids. Hey kids, don't quit kids. What do it for the kids? Like, yeah, you're boring! And then WWE went from violence and sex and blood to no blood. We don't give a shit. We're gonna do PG. The PG era sucked so freaking bad. There were some good years. There were some good years. I give it granted. There were some good years. The Summer of Punk 2011, and a few good years in between. But pretty much the PG era all the way up until Cena left in 2021 or 22. Around the pandemic era, fucking WWE stunk so bad with the PG era. And Raw was just like a nightmare of a show, which still is. Now that Hunter's taken over, thank the Lord for that. Raw's starting to actually become decent. SmackDown's been very good. I mean, if there were, Roman was on SmackDown with his 3-year reign, forget it. You would be seeing SmackDown get like 3.0 or better. Now it's like around 2.2, 2.5, sometimes a 2.6, because it's on Fox. Well, goodbye to that, September the 13th. Because it'll be on the USA Network, getting a 1.5 on Friday night. Most likely Friday night, because I don't think they're going to change. And NXT is going to start getting 1 million, because they're on the CW11. Dynamite, Yeah, we started with Dynamite. They had the upfront presentation today for the WBD, the Warner Brothers Discovery stuff. No mention of AEW at all. But AEW has a new fucking show with Eddie Kingston, Renee Paquette, and I think RJ. I think it's called Match and a Meal. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who's gonna watch that shit? It's like watching Backstage, even though Adam Cole's on it almost all the time. In the Bucks, but that's it. That, and how bad did I mean, it was okay, but nobody really watched that. So now, who's gonna watch this? I think it's supposed to be a YouTube, or it's gonna be on the Warner Bros. Discovery Network, like TNT, CBS. Match and a Meal. Yeah, we'll watch a match and then we'll eat some chicken parm. Why not? And get like 300 people watching it. Retarded. Fucking retarded. And that's it. But no mention of AEW getting and working with Warner Brothers Discovery on a. I'm on the wrong. Oh no, I'm on the right channel. What the? Oh no, I'm on the wrong channel. What the fuck am I doing today? That basically 2 minutes. Gotta get Dynamite on the air. So about a couple of minutes away. Alright, so we got that. So, yeah, no mention of AEW and Warner Bros. With a new TV deal. But there is some good news on the front with TNT. No NBA! Possibly. The NBA might be going to NBC next season. So that kind of helps out Rampage a little bit. Not so much Dynamite and Collision. Well, Collision too. It helps out. Because there's no NBA, you don't have to worry about it. But it will. I think they'll still have the NHL. So that might, so it's a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, because we still have the NHL on TNT. Nope, but looks like no more NBA on TNT. It's going to go to NBC, most likely. But take that with a grain of salt. And we'll move on with that. But that's it. So, yeah, we move on with that. Alright. And that's it. Alright, let's get back into it. Let's finish this off. Wrap it up and put a bow on it. Alright, so Riley Osborne, apologizing to Ridge Holland. He takes the apology, and he hopes that KCU can still have trust in him. And then the rest of the KCU's like, okay, but they're kind of a little skeptical. Now we get that. Then I mentioned Noam Dar. We saw what happened to him earlier in the show. Still don't know who attacked him. We got that. Then we found out what's going to be on the show next week. Some more qualifying matches. And that's it. Then we go to your main event, the Heritage Cup. Charlie Dempsey by himself. Taking on my cousin Tony D'Angelo with Stax, Luca Crucifino, and Adriana Rizzo as the people in the ring. The cornermen, or women, I guess. Once again, Heritage Cup rules 6 rounds. If you get 2 falls, you win the match. The person gets knocked out, you win the match. If it goes to a tie, the champion retains the cup. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so Tony D gets the first fall in under 3 minutes, so the first round, with a cravat. Charlie Dempsey with a cravat slowing down Tony D. He reversed that into an inside cradle. 1, 2, 3, gets the first fall. Nothing much in round 2. And then round 3, Charlie Dempsey gets the win with a German suplex to tie him up. At 1, going into round 4. AEW Dynamite has started. We're starting off with John Moxley, the IWGP champ, with his belt, by the way. They want the righty. Rick Vaughn's coming out to wrestle. So he's teaming up with, I believe, Bryan Danielson. Yes! I forget who they're fighting tonight. It's United Empire of Kyle Fletcher and Jeff Cobb. There's some big beefy men in that ring. And Fletcher and Jeff Cobb beating the fuck out of Moxley. Maybe Moxley will bleed. Don't see Bryan Danielson or Claudio come out yet. No, I think it's Danielson. So, we don't see him yet, but we'll probably be there in like 5 seconds. So, yeah, here he comes right now, Mr. Bryan Danielson. Yes! And it comes. And now he runs to the ring to save his big good buddy. And we get that. So it looks like, I think, the Blackpool Cuck Club will get the win over 2 members of United Empire. No Great O'Khan, no Mr. Will Oceanspray, no Mark Davis, who's still injured. Don't know when he's coming back, but when he does come back, I think United Empire is going to be amazing. Mostly. What happens with that? Alright, so it's 1-1 after 3 rounds. Round 4 begins, and Tony D goes after the arm, stomps on it with some short arm scissors and stuff like that. Then a powerbomb gets Tony D out of trouble, belly to belly, puts Charlie Dempsey down, and then Tony grabs a spine buster, but can't make the cover as Charlie Dempsey got sick. He's alright, but he's saved by the bell. So round 5 begins. Tony D grabs a German suplex, and then we see Miles Bourne and Damon Kemp somehow find their way back to the arena from the swamp. A little bit banged up. Looked like they got fucked up. But Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, and Luca Crucifino take care of them really quickly. And then Tony D gets in the ring really quickly, and it hits "Forget About It," that new finisher of his. 1, 2, 3, we have a new Heritage Cup champion in my cousin. Get in here, guys! Yeah, it's my cousin right there. My legit cousin. I am not lying. He's my cousin. My cousin. His name is Vinny. No, his name is Vinny. My cousin Vinny. He's a lawyer. No, my cousin Tony D'Angelo is the new Heritage Cup champion. You gotta love it. There you go. So, match was actually decent. 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. So, the La Familia gets the Heritage Cup. See what happens with Tony D and that in the coming weeks. So we go with that, and you thought it was over? No. As Vic Joseph's talking about Tony D and the win and everything, and then he's talking to Booker T, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, Booker T, we have to go in the back. What's going on in the back?" So we go in the back. We see Wesley, Josh Briggs, and Ivar knocked the fuck out. We don't know who beat them up, and then the camera pans up, and we see Gallus, those lads from Ireland, Gallus. We see Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey along with Wolfgang there. So they're back from, I don't know where they were, probably drinking a pint at the bar somewhere in Ireland. I think one of them got injured too, so they're back. And, well, they attacked those guys, but did they attack Noam Dar? So, who knows? So, basically, I think it was Joe Coffey's like, "We're back, lads! We're back, and we're causing violence, lads!" I'm like, uh-oh. So, Gallus is running amok right now. And that ends the show. They just show up, they say what they say, that's it. Fade to black. So, that's it. Alright, so that ends NXT. It was a pretty decent show, and I gave it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. And that's it. So that's your NXT review for last night. Thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. I'm going to go watch some Dynamite! And then I will be back later, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, with your AEW Dynamite review. So your 2 for Wednesday coming up a little bit later. So we got all that. So thank you for watching, everybody. And if you're not down with that and all the craziness of this video, well, that's too goddamn bad, because I'm not going to stop. And if you can't handle that, then me and the Purge and the Prophecy and everybody else that's better than you, and you know it, we all got 3 words for you motherfuckers. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time, stay sexy. Peace.